What's up everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So thankfully we are approaching the month of June, and God willing everything goes well, we don't have any crazy incidences happen, we're going to be having the Summer Game Fest. Now for those of you who know what this initiative is, it's pretty much this very interesting setup that was actually put in place when we were going through the medical issues of 2020, and some people came together, some gaming news outlets and people who had enough pull and initiative to find a platform where games could still be talked about when E3 could not be held in a in-person format. Now, I don't even think E3 is going to continue to be a thing for the foreseeable future, so a lot of the way video game companies are going to deliver the presentation of their games is going to have to be with other events that are not necessarily E3, maybe technology showcases around the world, and more importantly, these online events, because these actually have a lot more reach. Not only is the live event or the live shows the more critical side, it's the exposure afterwards that also still goes into count. I mean, if you think about, say, a specific video game that's benefited from the after event showcase, that's pretty much Hogwarts Legacy. In fact, shout out to Podcast Now, he was pointing out on one of his videos that Hogwarts Legacy is the third highest viewed video on Sony's PlayStation YouTube channel. It has about 29 million views, so it's pretty much been the build up and the exposure from after the event that seems to have garnered a lot of that engagement. But nonetheless, a lot of Warner Brothers and DC stans and fans have been looking forward to exactly what's going to be happening next. The DC fandom event is a fall event. The Summer Games Fest seems to be a June and even a July event. So for us, we're looking at what games are going to be showcased within this particular enterprise, and that is the Warner Brothers games. If you look at the Summer Games Fest poster, which has been put on Twitter, you're going to see that the 2022 partner lineup is actually quite stacked. In fact, what's funny is when Summer Games Fest first started, it seemed like very few companies wanted to adopt it. You know, you had Microsoft, you had a little bit of maybe some of the independent developers, but not a lot of video game development and publishing companies wanted to really put in a lot of their own product out there. But now the roster is packed. You have Steam, you have PlayStation, you have Xbox, Warner Brothers, Sega, oh my gosh, Netflix, and as my joke on Twitter, apparently I made a joke saying even Humble Games is going to be there. That's how you know that this banner is going to be packed. I mean, you have Capcom. I don't think you have any major player that's probably sitting this one out on purpose. Now maybe there might be major players that are sitting it out on purpose, but I guess they have something big in mind. But for us, the DC folk, we're looking forward to three particular video games as possibilities to be getting showcased. One of them is Gotham Knights. We need more information. We're not done yet. We could use as much information as we can get. In fact, this might be the time to have a developer showcase, like a sit down interview Q&A type deal where some of the developers and directors are sitting down and taking questions from an individual that's going to be posing some of the much more pressing questions within the community. It might even be an opportunity for them to even showcase some kind of a major system or something they feel is of interest to fans on this platform. Regarding Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, I think it might be time for Rocksteady to approach a phase 3 rollout for exactly what it is that they want this game to be. If you guys notice, the Suicide Squad game was quietly delayed to 2023, but 2023's delay, as many are citing, might be a Q1 type release where the game comes out anytime between the first few months of the year. So this might be an opportunity for them to be able to get fans a little bit excited by, in fact, showing a little bit of gameplay. I think it's time for them to take away all that music, all that noise that they used to throw down those two reveal trailers or gameplay trailers, whatever it is, and actually show us a small slice of the game. Gotham Knights was able to do this in its initial reveal, and I think this might be the phase for Suicide Squad to kind of say, hey, this is how the game plays. If you want to switch from Harley Quinn to, say, maybe Killer Shark or maybe Captain Boomerang, this is how you can do it in between a mission. So I'm sure that many people are looking to see if this game is not confirming, or at least in a sense giving them worries, because I have to be honest, a lot of fans, they think the Suicide Squad game is going to be like the Avengers game. Whoops. Not my words, the words of people in the community. In fact, I honestly think that there seem to be similarities, but until they can clear that notion and say, hey, this game is not a live service game, this is a game that we're just making an effort to ensure that more people can play the game together, then I think fans are going to continue to need and require more details. And right now, the DC game that I feel is resonating a lot more with fans is the Wonder Woman game. Monolith was able to drop a reveal trailer and give a very small bit of information regarding this game, game. We know it's going to be coming out on the current gen. We know the studio that's developing it. It's Monolith. They're the ones that have done the Middle-earth games. And the last thing that we heard in terms of anything big was the former CEO of Warner Media, where he talked about how he visited the team in their studios at Monolith, and he thought the decisions that they were making were actually solid decisions. But at the end of the day, we haven't seen anything. We haven't seen a demo. We haven't heard anything from the devs much regarding the game. I think there was a little introduction to the developers that was done on their Twitter page, but this went completely silent and under the radar because I think a lot of people are probably waiting for bigger news. Now, I'm not of the mind, though, that if they don't have anything to show, they need to force something. To be honest, if they don't have anything to show, then it makes sense if they just sit this one out. I mean, no one's going to be hounding anybody because we don't really need to go through the waves of disappointment and weird reassurances for the Suicide Squad game and the Gotham Knights games and then eventually get delays. So I think even if it's going to be the highlight, they only need to show anything if they have something. But so far, these are the things that are lined up regarding the DC fan games and regarding the Summer Game Fest. Possibly, we don't know if we're going to be seeing these things, but these are the things that we are looking forward to drop June 9th. But stay in touch, stay tuned to the channel. I'll be happy to bring updates as much as we can get them. I appreciate you guys so much for watching the video. Thanks so much. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section, and hopefully we'll talk soon. Peace out.